it seems. Let's see how Ex-Direwolves are going to do on their map pick if they can make it a 2-0. Well, they're already sending it out onto that A site order.
Yeah.
Trying to adjust by going for a fast flank in towards a main, but things getting a little bit scary.
You already talk about the A site didn't exist before, and now it certainly does. In order have to make sure they get this retake done. 2 pairs of dualies to go in as well. More bullets, more heads that they're going to be looked to hunt right now as Ustilo manages to find APOC. Ex-Direwolves aren't giving them any more of these duels.
Great trade coming through from Savage as well, just to dominate a main. And now all long range coming in from CT. The flank is starting to come through, but Vex, like these dualies, he's able to lay a little bit of groundwork, finding 2, but can't find the final man. There is a kit in the hands of Gyra. Valiant swapping over to the dualies, and that defuse. Oh, it's wrangled the whole way through. The smoke was there, and Gyra gets the first round on the board for Order. So, off to a much better start than what we saw on Vertigo.
Order have just swindled them. If there was one more bullet in the chamber of that gun, he would have found the frag as well and denied that defuse. You've got to feel hard done by. I mean, he won't know that, how close he was at the end, but from our POV, you've got to see that as a kicker. Look at this on the replay as well. Savage, one more bullet would have gotten it for 14 HP for Gyro. That feels bad.
Everyone was running out of bullets in the mag that time. And it looks like Order happily just going for a bit of mid control. You got Gyro getting aggressive, but not expecting these AKs to be bought up so early. So 1-for-1 trade.
Ooh.
Oh, another pick as well. Sterling sharp on the Deegan to Cheetah. And now it's just Ustilo to try and hold down the site, but Hazard pushing on the other extremity. Everything going wrong for Order in round 2. Lane control here for Ex-Direwolves. As Order is still just thinking, maybe there's a chance Ex-Direwolves are going to hit the brakes, send it back towards the A site. Ricky has heard nothing over towards B, so Valiant starting to try to cheat himself over towards Temple now. And in a 2-on-4, he might be able to find himself a lineup. He's got the A1, which has had that recent buff, and safe plant away from him, though.
It's going to come down to the timing. Here's the plant starting to come on through, and as it is there, he manages to find Hazza. You've got Savage still on low HP as well, but Sterling just waiting in donut at the moment. You know, he's just going to be prized on toward this location. Valiant will be seeing him, however, and you know Sterling won't want to give him that duel, so a bit of a reposition. Make sure that his focus is now on toward that site, because there goes Savage. Oh, and Licky falls as well.
Okay, now a chance, and Valiant's able to cover from this position, sees the swing, and knows that that's the one line that Sterling can peak. Order 2-on-4 to close out a second round, and there's just enough time to swindle away the defuse again. 2-0 now. Order off to a spectacular start, and Ex-Direwolves, they've got another plant down. Are we going to see another force? It seems like we are.
2 tight rounds going down to the wire in terms of the defuse, and they both go over towards Order with that foresight that we did see from Ex-Direwolves as well, Mac. They're able to still establish a bit of a buy to come into this new round. 3 Galils, an AK-47, and a MAC-10. A bit of utility as well, but, you know, Order are going to be able to bait out all that util and just buy the time with the standard smokes and incendiaries that they can drop their way, specifically over towards Cheetah right now, which is where there is a bit of a grouping up from Order. Lots of mid control from them as well, so certainly is shaping up to be a nice little stronghold around the B side.
Okay, good molly as well, just to buy some extra time. Actually, I think that was a team molly, so not quite hitting the mark there, trying to clear out the back of side, and it slowed that bomb plant down for a moment, but Licky happily just holding that MAC-10 and fighting, trying to stand his ground for now. But again, looks like that plant will go down. Order happily just opting to choose for the retake.
And they've got a kit to be able to play with on Ricky as well, but with the smokes being down from the Ex-Direwolves, do they choose to stay in the site to contest? The bomb isn't really planted at a very optimal position for them to be able to fall on back, so they have to keep numbers in here. Valiance is getting out a bit of a flank. In the meanwhile, Gyro manages to find APOC, and now's go time for Order to start to get on towards this defuse. A little bit of missed utility to come on through, but it doesn't matter, Mac, as Order managed to navigate all of the frags.
That was a 4-for-0 trade on the retake. Order spectacular with their approach. Suns out, guns out, connecting on everything. And you can really see these A1Ss coming into fruition, really just coming into the meta. You know, everyone was definitely, questioning how good they were for a while, especially before these changes came through. But now with the 4 bullets in the leg, 4 bullets anywhere on the body, essentially 2 in the head, they've just had that buff, and you can see just how many more players are already incorporating these into their gameplay. But round 4, what are we going to see change for Ex-Direwolves? Another plant means another buy.
Yep, and lackluster utility again. You've only got Licky with a flash and a smoke, a decoy on Savage. I feel like we need a buff on the decoys at the moment. They never really have a bit of a play in towards the game. $50 that you can just throw in the mix. But Licky has been made an example of by Vexite, pushing out in the structured play with the team. And while you do have Savage starting to lurk in toward the A site, the bomb's on the other side of the map, and he's going to have to take a duel against 2 players and probably lose that one if he chooses to. So a little bit deeper in towards the spawn he looks to go.
More of a chip away at Savage, but just tries to hold the line. Val, though, feeling it today. And there you have it. A site defended. Still with that mid control as well as Ex-Direwolves. Look just to regroup and walk their way out. Try to play contact. But are they going to be able to slide away to lane? No. Gyra posted on the line, unable to go wide for a second. Hazard trades at least 1 out, but he has put himself in a even harder situation. 1v4 now, spotting Vexite with Valiance looking to lurk in. It's actually Ustillo taking contact, and he's pincered. Ricky eventually deals the final blow. And Order keeping it clean for the start of Ancient. 4-0.
Yeah, a bit of a change up. As I said, the corroded mirror of what we saw in the last map, where they started to do exactly what the Ex-Direwolves were doing. Now they're flipping it off in the scoreline beginnings. 4-0. Not going to see the purchase to be able to come through from the Ex-Direwolves in this one, just down onto the little lesser equipped pistols, rather. And of course, the AWP, maybe for Sterling with this save adventure that he's gone on for right now. So it's down to the chip damage to see what Ex-Direwolves can come out with. Make sure that you're trying to toy with Order's economy a little bit for right now. But it would be a good use of Ex-Direwolves' time to kind of talk here. What is the game plan to go in for the next rifle round? They have already managed to find a kill and get a trade out. Maybe a second to come on to Gyra here throughout mid, but yeah, there's a lot that Ex-Direwolves can certainly talk about before they get into their next gun round.
Well, a much better start for Ex-Direwolves. Just with these Deagles really trying to open things up. Again, another 1-for-1. And if things keep going this direction, then Ex-Direwolves might be able to find their first round off the back of a Deagle buy. 2 rifles now retrieved, and things get even spicier. Vexite, a good amount of util to use, but again, that element of surprise is just so damn valuable, and peeks out just after Licky's threaded the needle up towards lane. So B site is there and open for the taking for Ex-Direwolves.
For Order's very first time officially playing Ancient, they're looking pretty strong at the moment. That's a bit of a statement, right? Letting it go through, thinking that the Ex-Direwolves would rest on what they know and love in Dust 2. No, they wanted to switch it up and go Ancient, so giving Order something fresh, something new, and it's revitalized them in a series where they're already 1-0 down. But 30 seconds to go. Ex-Direwolves have managed to get in toward the site. Bit of a fake tap to go down, but where do you play? Where do you plant from here? Get a little bit of this quad control. Flank's already happening from Valiance, and he's going to wait for Vexite. No, he's going to take the duel and win it.
2-on-1, and Savage goes wide. At least get some info. Swaps over to the AK as well. Just wants that 1-tap potential. Quick rotation in from Vexite as well. Vex and Val just looking to go shoulder to shoulder, and they just want this trade through. Savage, though, isolates the fight, spots the second man, but Vexite is there to refrag, and he's got plenty of time to get the defuse off again. So another goes in the way of Order, but another plant. So I'm not going to be surprised if we see them buy again. Look how much money they got in the bank
7K.
After finally saving.
Yeah, well, the purchase is going to come on through right now as well. They're going to be able to get that big green on the back of Sterling, and finally a full kit and caboodle utility as well. So the arsenal is here there for them to be able to just not try and use their own and be met with a wall of smokes that they can't really bust through because they've got no damn utility for their own to be able to play with. Big, crucial round to be seen here. Ex-Direwolves, they are hunting for their first already. Beelining it over towards the B site. Some early util out from Hazard as well is going to keep Ustillo interested over at one of these choke points here. And once Vexite does get in towards the controller cheater, you know he's going to love a fight, but does he expect this many Ex-Direwolves members to be around the corner?
Gonna go that direction. He might just swing off the contact, but oh, in with a flash, and there's an opportunity, but he's whiffed it, and no damage even done towards those T's. So just gets away scot-free and looks to set up for the retake. Still so much lane control, and finally has a fall in. So he's given his life to get that bomb planted. But again, look at that plant. It's so damn open for ramp. You got Licky as well, just hiding in the cutout. So we'll see how Auto approach this on the retake. Sterling going forward, but he hasn't hit the trigger straight away. Vexite swinging in through the molly, takes a huge risk, and Licky goes forward for more, but he's going to bite off more than he can chew this time. Apoc close with a gap in the smoke, and things are not going well for Ex-Direwolves. Savage in a 1-on-3, and this is not going well for the man. Big defuse coming through, and Auto with another.
Valiant's just missed all 12 bullets of that USP and didn't manage to find the frag at the end. A little bit rough scenario for Ex-Direwolves, noting there is whilst they did manage to get the plant out in the open, they were only able to defend it from a single spot down at that normal long ramp area. They didn't have control of cave. They hadn't pushed over towards quad either. So it was really a one-dimensional hold from them. They didn't have the right utility to be able to throw one over and get back through that smoke either, the single smoke that Auto threw. So they were really set up for a strong retake. And in the end, that's what they were able to do. Again, though, with money, Ex-Direwolves are going in with a purchase. And, well, we talked about the A side actually existing in this game. Ex-Direwolves not really showcasing that at the moment when it comes to the gun rounds.
Well, at the same time, it's Ancient. And if there's anything new about Ancient pre-patch, it's that it was CT-sided. And again, it's looking like that just seems to be the case. But Order, very solid on those retakes, just able to get aggressive on those lines, pick up the refrags as well. So great teamwork coming through. But again, it is going to be the numbers advantage on the retake. B-site found early for Ex-Direwolves, and they just had no idea Ustillo was hiding in a smoke in cutout. So off that contact, the rest of the push comes through, but Ustillo has just done it all himself with a triple from the back of sight. Oh my lord. Order 7 on the board and 4 alive at the end. Look at the stonks.
Yeah. He's just played peekaboo there, hasn't he? Waited for the smoke, waited for it to fade and surprised Ex-Direwolves, the multi-frag to come out, 3 for the lobster, and he's just setting up a bit of a meal right now of it. 7-0 from Order, besting the start that we saw from Ex-Direwolves, of course, on Vertigo, but making it look a lot cleaner in the later stages of these 7 as well. It was close in the very beginning. Now it's looking a little bit, far-fetched for them with how they're coming out. They're just really stomping on the Ex-Direwolves who, I guess, again, have another purchase with utility here, so you can see what they can do with the guns now.
Aggression, 2 men down ramp, big flash as well, but it hasn't committed on the first, or hasn't connected rather, as Ustillo able to trade and not going to be able to get away scot-free. Ex-Direwolves close to refrag themselves. So great positioning coming through. And again, it looks like it's going to be mid-control off the back of it and trying to catch the re-aggressions from the CTs. And it's all up to Ricky in the 1-on-2. Is this the round Ex-Direwolves have been looking for?
Yeah, well, they definitely want to hunt for this one, and they want to make sure that they don't give Ricky the 2 one-on-one duels as the plant starts to go on down. Rick's still with the AWP, and you know that he's going to be able to get another one in the next round. If they want to, they can do that as well. So by all means, he'll be going for this retake to see what damage he can deliver over towards the Ex-Direwolves. If he could a potato to a rifle, that's not the AWP, it would probably be better for him, unless he can dispatch of Savage, who is waiting right around the corner. But Savage, he's heard that from the echo of the gun. Now it's on to Licky to see if he is going to be able to frag away.
Oh, well, push in from the flank, and Savage picks up the final kill. See you later, Rick. And here, hello, Ex-Direwolves. They finally found their first round, cracking the egg before it's gotten too late as we move into round 9. So, Economy finally able to stabilize for Ex-Direwolves, getting another buy there. But Order, they had so much left in the bank that here you have it. A couple of AWPs going to be bought up, and another buy will be here for the CTs. Still, that's going to be a 6-round lead for the moment. It's an awkward position.
I wonder. What is the big difference changer that we need to see from the Ex-Direwolves right now? Another gun rounds to come on through for sure, but the one round that you do manage to gather in the beginning, you don't take that one cleanly. I don't know, ride the momentum high right now. You've gotten one on the board. You've got more guns again. You've found tendencies of what Order are liking to do at the beginning of the B side, at least with the cheater pushes from Vexite too. So that is definitely some information that you can utilize.
Well, as you can see there, it's going to be mid-control for Ex-Direwolves. APOC even thinking about going for an aggressive push in through the smoke, but decides against it for now. Just playing the headshot line over the stairs instead. But what are Ex-Direwolves going to be able to do with these positions? You've got mid on full lock. You've got lane as well, which they're slowly but surely contacting in towards. Ricky, sharp on the stick again. Just having some big influence already with the big green. Vexite able to hold the front, and it's going to be Ex-Direwolves trying to smash their way through. But the nade from Vexite is huge, and he's almost able to find another, but it's Licky sharp to find the double. And it's going to be the flank straight in towards the A site, but nothing's worked out for them. Sterling just holding the front, but it's the back that they needed to worry about, and it's the back that they held down as well. Order now. Have a look at this. Bomb control, CT control, and Sterling has got a couple of smokes to push through.
Yeah, it doesn't really give good confidence for him, unfortunately, with the way that this is turning out. 1 versus 3 on the AWP. A leg shot on Valiant earlier on was quite rough as well, and it might actually get the better of him with Val creeping around the corner. The no scopes are at play, and the bomb to be retrieved, but Yusilo will be coming through to collect the kill. So there goes the 8th for Order. And it does mean, Mac, as well, that they will be leading at the half now, no matter what, setting themselves up for, again, like we saw on the first map, a brutal halftime scoreline, but going their way this time.
Beautiful flash as well coming out from Vexite there, knowing that the man was just around the corner, flashing for his teammate just to take that contact to and find the final kill. So you can see the Order, their util and their teamwork this game, this map, seems to be in order now. It just wasn't working out for them on the first map, whatever it been. Maybe it was Ex-Direwolves with just that much more fired up. However, it is just going to be this mid-aggression again. Vexite able to at least trade. But again, a 4-on-4. Let's see what Ex-Direwolves can do.
Well, looks like a little bit of a slowdown for them throughout mid, as they have managed to gather the full control of it. Hazza able to push on through as well, but that'll be safeguarded by Ricky on the AWP, who is looking to sniff out a little bit of information of his own as he starts to clear the corners of this one as well. He just really needs to be careful of a wide swing to come out, but it doesn't really matter. It's only damage going his way. He manages to find the frag.
Order. The conversion rate from having a man advantage this game has been very damn high. So we'll see if they're going to be able to do it again. Ricky as well, able to have some influence on 9 HP. Vexite contacting too. And Ricky just ready for the boost up there. So going to be stuck in a very rough position. We've got Val to come in. Big box though is where Savage is going to play from. Unable to find a kill. And Ricky, again, just going forward, finding a triple. 2 of which were on 9 HP. So doing big work this game already for Order. And into the 11th we go. You've already got 3 players on Order into the double digits. 10 and 4 on Ricky. 10 and 5 on Ustillo. And Gyra as well with 10 and 6. So everyone really just lifting their weight this game.
Yeah, it's going to be the pistols again for the Ex-Direwolves, who are finally going to call a pause of their own. I feel like it might be a little bit too late for them to be able to have a bit of a chat in terms of when they should have been going for this chat right now, because it's been sorely required for a little bit. They will be able to get some pistols in the back pockets once more. And I guess, the light at the end of the tunnel right now would be for them if they manage to pick up this pistol or they drop it. Best chance scenario is to only let Order get, the 9 or the 10 rounds, get at least a comfortable T-sided half, and look to pick yourselves back at the next half when you go to the CT side. Because you look at the economy of Order, it's not flourishing. It's not completely built up right now. You get 2 rounds as your Ex-Direwolves, and you're pretty much sending them into a little bit of an eco.
Oh well, into the 11th now. Quick tack pause to have a chat. Now, APOC pops that nade straight on the face, but still able to fight with 53 HP. Deagle, of course, nerfed, but we've seen a fair few 1 Deags today. So, if you're still shooting people in the head, then there's no real nerf coming through.
Yeah. Certainly does find the damage where required. Right now, the requirement may be for Yusilo just to fall back a little bit. He's not the one with the utility. If he got flashed in, he could have looked to take the duel, but he doesn't know what lurks around the corner. And that one HE grenade that goes Ricky's way was the only piece of utility that the Ex-Direwolves did have left. So from here on out for them, it is all of these dry duels and potentially the double swings to try and come through to catch the frags on towards Order. Very patient from the CTs at the moment as well, because they know they don't need to lead the issue. Take these fights.
Got that cheated control. See if Sterling can maybe find himself a line. He's in a very sneaky position now. And off the back of all this noise, APOC might finally find some more contact here at the bottom of mid, but, you know, doesn't have that range with the Deagle anymore. Hazard as well, finally finding the headshot, but it's up to Vexite now to try and buy some time. Him and Ustillo just trying to work together here. Vexite has no util remaining, but it's going to be Ustillo taking contact, taking 2 kills as well, and everything is just going bad to worse for Ex-Direwolves. It's Savage now in a 1-on-4, and the man's only got a Mac 10 to play with, so see what he's going to be able to do. Oh, has that dig, actually. Gets one, but he's going to be stuck in the corner. Flank will come through eventually, but it's not going to matter because the wide swing is there from Savage, and it's a 9-round lead for Order. Holy. This is a complete turnaround from what we saw from Order on map 1.
Yeah, a bit of a fatality to come through as well. Order 10-1, if they are able to continue to just streamline this one, 14-1 would be a phenomenal halftime scoreline to come through. I mean, 12-3 was even phenomenal to come through from the Ex-Direwolves, but again, as you say it, let's just take our opponent's map pick. This is OCE Counter-Strike, of course. Let's send it into map number 3, but we can't ride the Ex-Direwolves off just yet. They're in it with another purchase right now. They're in it with the AWP of Sterling and a bit of utility too. Down the barrel of these 2 AWPs, one of which has already found the frag. Vexite to find Licky as well, and things are going pear-shaped for the Ex-Direwolves. You do not pass go. You do not collect your $200.
Okay, a bit more action coming through now. Oh, and there's some more contact. Savage able to hold his ground and maybe find a route back into the round from here. But again, look where that bomb's down over towards lane. Vexite gets on the line as well, and a whole lot of map control pushing in towards B main. Oh, boost over the top though. Can they find the line they need? It's Ustillo. Thrown that smoke at the right time and able to try to hold for now, but it just doesn't quite work out for Ex-Direwolves. Still unable to find that way back in.
He's got Vexite here now as well to be able to assist him. So that bomb is going to be almost irretrievable for the Ex-Direwolves. If they do manage to find it, it's 2 versus 4, where you'd need to see some big heroics to come through from them. APOC and Savage, the ones currently, of course, 30 seconds to try and do it is the name of the game now. Just damage on what Economy Order still haven't managed to keep under their complete control. Still well within reset territory soon, but half almost being completely done and dusted. Savage on a single point of HP. Him and APOC gonna look to go over towards the A site, and there's 10 seconds, so they can't even do that. Grab the AWP, go for the save, try again in the next round.
Well, Savage on 1 HP going to be thanking his lucky stars that he's able to carry anything across to the next round. But Order, happily, just going to be putting an 11th in the bag with that one. That's a 10-round lead, and this is a situation going into Ancient I had no idea we'd be witnessing. So it seems like Order have been putting in some reps here on Ancient in the off time, and it looks like Ex-Direwolves, you know, just not being able to get those reps on, not being able to play too many teams on it, might have had a whole lot of impact.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? We've seen some numbers be put up from the Ex-Direwolves on this map before against a couple of other teams. Order, first time playing it, so they've put in all of the practice, and now they finally get to showcase how they play on this map, what they're capable of, and so far it's obliteration. They do say farewell to Ricky, though, for the first engagement of this round, and if Hazza is able to find Gyra, then they would certainly be able to look for the second one here. But we're going to have some assistance come on through, and it's the 1-to-1. Direwolves still holding on to the player advantage. Oh, what a flash, but what a kill.
It was actually a team flash coming through, so a bit of an awkward situation for Order. However, an opening for Ex-Direwolves and a chance. We've seen the CTs win from a 2-on-4, though, and Ustillo going to be starting strong, but has he noticed Licky's already try to find some timing over towards the back of quad. Licky feeling sharp with the AK. Now it's all up to Valiant. He's got an AWP to play with, but 3 Ex-Direwolves players to get past.
There it is. Savage on the little lurk up through mid will be able to find the kill in the end. And finally, a well needed round to come through from the Ex-Direwolves. Phil, I hate to be the guy to point it out, but APOC still hasn't yet found a frag in this game too. So we need the POC to be able to get activated in this game. It will be a bit of a belter to come back for the Ex-Direwolves. But one thing I really liked from that round actually was Valiant's on the A site when he's not really doing anything bar locking down the tunnels for any creep ups to come through there. He's thrown the flashes over the whole of the map to assist the kills in mid. It didn't go their way, but I do like that idea. The plan was there.
Let's see what the plan is for the rest of the round, Ex-Direwolves. It's looking to punish any aggression over towards the extremities, APOC. He's actually found mid control a fair few times, even though he is on the big old fat egg at the moment. And he's been getting into very good positions, but unfortunately, Order just seemed to be that one step ahead. So he hasn't had a huge amount of impact.
Oh, looks like we've got a bit of tussles and duels and fights and left and rights from APOC right now in mid, but the duel's going over on the B side at the moment, are providing Vexite a little bit of eyes on the prize. It's going to be Hauser to start off on towards Gyra, however, and finally the Ex-Dire was realizing that they might want to go back and get the bomb, eventually set themselves up to go in towards one of these sites. It's a very tight line that Valiant is actually holding with the AWP at the back of the quad at the moment. Certainly be a kill back in the round for Order that they would look to have a little bit of a foothold. Because remember, I throw it back to you, Mac, where I said 2 rounds, and that would be a reset of the economy. Ex-Direwolves found that one before. Is this the second?
Well, in comes the push through the smoke now. Awkward situation, but it is going to be Ricky left last alive, and he's so far away. Knowing that APOC lurks through mid pretty much every single round, the rest of the Ex-Direwolves just a clean take on B. And now they don't want him to save this AWP into the final round of the half, which is what Ricky's already pretty much committed to here. He's coming in from the A site, trying to fight for his life here in CT, but he's got nowhere to go after that contact. And Savage, look, he wanted that flank, but he's not going to get it this time. But 3 on the board. Ex-Direwolves finally finding some success at the end of the half. Is it going to be, better late than never? We know this map is heavily CT-sided, but, is 3 or 4 rounds enough?
Yeah, well, we've seen, 7 in a row to come through from Order. It was 1 for the Ex-Direwolves, then it was 4 from Order. Those 2 reset Order's economy coming into this last round. They're going in with bare bones. So even though the numbers aren't there in terms of looking at the scoreline, if you look at the meta damage in this round, in these rounds for this game, you know that Ex-Direwolves have really kept Order honest in terms of it and maybe set themselves up here for the 4th round. It's a duel that is awkwardly going Order's way. I don't even know how Yustilo's gotten away with 2 there. That's just disgusting.
Wow. Ustilo just shaking off the rust this game. Man is here to play 17-8. And he might have just helped them get a little bit of an upset in the final round of the half. You don't see CZs used too often these days, but when you do, whoa, especially in the hands of the right people. And Ustilo is certainly one of the right people. Vexite, though, look at him. All alone towards the B site, and that's where Ex-Direwolves are heading.
Yeah, well, APOC and Sterling, they've been teammates for so long now that they almost should be on par with thinking the same thoughts in a situation like this, as they do look to go to the weakest site of the defenses of Order. They'll be battling against Vexite in the split play. Sterling on the AWP will see the shoulder, will be able to find the frag. So it's on to the 2 versus 2 as they look to establish a plant. And you look at Ustilo and Gyromac, they're low in HP.
Well, the Steagle, not quite in one-tap territory. But again, there's the AWP in hand of him. There's that AK for APOC who can start to mop them up as well. There it is. Contact comes through, but so does the trading. Ustilo's got a world of time to play with. He's got a smoke, 2 flashes. But APOC just playing at the back of quad. And, look at that plant as well. There's nowhere safe for Ustilo to go. He's tapped it. He gets the info. And he might be able just to find a safe position.
Defuse around the corner.
It's no kid in play, and the man's got to
Oh,
stick it.
APOC.
APOC.
APOC. No, he doesn't know.
He's thinking about it. Smoke's
Oh,
fading. He's going for the knife last
oh,
second, and he won't
oh.
find it. Oh my lord, you still owe balls of steel to go for that one. And it's going to be order with 12 rounds on the board to Direwolves 3 as we send it into the break. Ladies and gents, we'll be back with the second half just after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to IEM Fall for Oceania. We're currently in the upper bracket, watching map number 2 in the series between Order and Ex-Direwolves. And what a bloody entertaining first half that was. Order absolutely popping off on the CT side, but again, Ancient, it is one of those CT-sided maps, so jumping straight into the second. Let's see if Ex-Direwolves can get back into the game.
I'm still kind of taken back a little bit by that ninja defuse that comes through at the end there. Without that kit, it could have been 11-4, the cursed halftime scoreline, and maybe we see the big numbers be put up from Ex-Direwolves here. But remember, they can still put up big numbers, Mac. It's a CT-sided, heavily CT-sided map. And right now, Order are looking to send it in toward the B site. You've got all of the Ex-Direwolves members essentially here. These battles are crucial for the CTs to win.
Yeah, again, just trying to set up for success, set up for a retake. Licky trying to lay some groundwork with the Julies, but manages to push forward and find yet another for Savage. But things are not quite going right for either team. Gyra, 1 HP and a dream, but look where the bomb is. It's right behind default, so at least the T's are able to try to play in clutch positions. You've got Gyra as well, just trying to find a line and able to almost have some more impact, but it's Valiant that's going to have to play the bomb now. Big trade comes through, but look, a couple of bullets from this Glock might be more than enough, and he's going to find two. Big round from Valiant, just holding down the fort at lane and putting Order on a 10-round lead.
I'm just getting like vibes of Vertigo right now again with how these pistols and how these rounds are sort of going. It was, you know, a pistol to Direwolves, it was 12-3, and there was a pistol to Direwolves in a 1v1. Now it's like Order 12-3 and a pistol in a 1v2. It's like, are we just mirroring it on a different map right now? I don't even know, man, but pistol does go the way of Order. Ex-Direwolves kind of backed into a corner where they have to go for a purchase here to see if they can try to keep them relatively honest and get something situated on the CT side. And Vex side, he's just jumping in straight away, finding the face of Savage, and they're looking to send us into the third map real quick.
Well, that's it, man. A high sense gamer, and you can absolutely tell when he's got a Mac 10 clearing every single 50-50 angle like that. So obviously had the util to play through, and I think he went around the edge of a molly. So a little sneaky, a little bit cheeky as well. And Order have their sights set over towards A. Big couple of flashes going to enable this push from Valiant at the back, but you're looking at these Mac 10s up front and what they're going to be able to do. Another flash too, and a safe plant coming through, but it's going to be a push over towards default, and APOC can't find anything through the smoke, mollied as well. So it's just absolute chaos. Where the hell are the CTs coming from? Order are asking. Well, it's going to be a couple in through Temple. Hazard has to go for the reload after finishing off what a couple of the other boys started, but still this A-main control is here. Gyra swinging wide, thinking with the Mac 10, he's got that range. And, it's going to be the 2-on-1, but the Deagle not going to be able to do it. It's Ricky with that Galil in hand, not on the big green yet, but still with an 11-round lead for Order with a big round in the second half.
Lining up at the end, coming away with the 3K, but it is Hazard, of course, to try and see what he could do from Ex-Direwolves. Caught and reload, as you do mention there. Can't help but wonder if he still did have, you know, maybe a P90. He's able to just go in with all of those bullets and really run down Order, but they will hold on and they will press forward. It's 14-3. It's another purchase to come through from the Ex-Direwolves, and one of those sort of do or die times right now. If they drop this one, there's no real money to be able to play with in the next one. You've got that loss bonus, sure. You have to go in with a sort of similar purchase. Make sure your kits are in play as well, because that's one of the things right now that they don't actually have, nor util. It's rough rounds for them. I wonder mentally if they've written this one off or not, and will favor themselves on nuke. At least they have started off, Mac, with the first frag, and Order all coming in from the same spot.
Okay, well, let's see if the Deagles can strike this time. Ustillo pushing forward, but that might have been a little overextension. Not expecting Hazard round the corner, and that's brought it back to the 3-on-3. So Order losing that man advantage. Valiant's clearing the flank, but might have cleared it too early. However, let's see how the timing goes. You got Sterling edging forward from this position as well, but still eyes on Hazard. Gyro not going to be able to lock down the fort. The 3-tap from the Deagles enough, and there you have it. Clean retake coming in for Ex-Direwolves, and we're getting a full repeat of Vertigo right now, Dion. Yeah. It's going to be 14-4 Ex-Direwolves. They've got 3 live at the end. They're able to pick up a couple of AKs, a Galil maybe as well, and then start to get some finances in order.
So the script that I've got in front of me says that it's a couple more rounds to the Direwolves, Ex-Direwolves, then it's 1 to Order, a couple more to Ex-Direwolves, they hit 10, and then it's the last one to Order. That's the way we go. All right. Well, let us see if we're going to burn the script or rip it up if you don't want that fire, if you're not a pyrotechnic, and see how things are going to play out here. Ex-Direwolves need to be a little bit fire happy, as they do have the incendiaries to go down and try and keep Order at bay, but first rag, it goes the way of X-Site. That's not what you want for the CTs.
Certainly is not. Now, thought I'd just quickly have a check. I wanted to see if any of the CTs are abusing, you know, having that extra money in the bank, drop a couple of smokes, drop a couple of flashes that you're not using there in the CT spawn, but there's nothing there for the moment. So it looks like both teams might not have been doing that. Didn't quite check in the first half if that was a strat Order we're using. Did see them with huge amounts of util for the retake.
Yeah.
But Vexite, big entries this round.
Massive entries. You've taken out Sterling, you've taken out Hazard. Of course, you know that everybody is capable of absolute obliteration from both of these squads right now, but you're just making sure that you're finding these individual jewels, catching the Ex-Direwolves looking pretty much the wrong way, and you're setting yourselves up for 15 nice and early. It's going to be APOC in a 1 versus 5, and yeah, You know, you think of Vertigo, you saw what we saw, you think of this map, and we've just kind of flipped the names. If you hide the names and said which team was it after seeing map number 1, you'd probably say, yeah, this is Ex-Direwolves. No, no, no.
Well, let's see what Apoc does here. He has a chance to double his kills. You know, and he's in a pretty solid position to do so. Just camping in the hut, camping in the house at top of mid. But it looks like he's just pretty interested in keeping all that util in play for the next round, keeping that A1S in hand and either using that one or handing it off to someone that is feeling it here on Ancient. You know, bit of a rough start for the man. He had a pretty big map in map number 1, so I was expecting more from him in map number 2 of the series. But you know, sometimes some maps just don't go your way. And this seems to be one of those. Right. Order, 15 on the board now on map point, looking to take us all the way to Nuke for a third.
Who would have thought that the storyline, though, to get to a third map between these two teams would have been that this would have been the journey? I would have thought that if we were going the distance that we would have had some pretty close maps, you know, your 16 to 12s, 16 to 13s. Nah. I mean, look, Order did pretty damn well to be able to get it back towards 10 from a 12 to 3 halftime scoreline. We'll give it that. And we can't write off Ex-Direwolves to be able to send this into OT, but with the dominance that we've seen from Order right now, they're going to be looking to close it up and send us into, well, another break before we get into the next map. But what have we actually got on the side of Ex-Direwolves right now? Deagle, MP9, Famous, 2 M4s, bit of utility, a single kit. It's bare bones. It's not the worst, but the worst gun that they actually have equipped is the one to find the frag first.
Well, arguable. Deagle's still pretty decent in the hands of the right person, and that man was Hazza. Keyword was, got traded there over the top with a nade, I believe. So, great util usage. On point again for Order. We saw that in the first half, and they're doing it again, showing that they really are a team that loves to see some action here on Ancient. But look at that. Off the back of the trade, we do see the re-aggression down ramp, and I think the bomb was spotted as well, but Ex-Direwolves, you know, just worried about that cave push coming through, so they're going to give up the objective control for the moment.
Ooh. And Licky does manage to actually find the frag on towards Gyra, so little by little, Ex-Direwolves putting down the number of Order's players toward the 0 line. There's Valiance and you still to see what they are going to be able to do to bring it back. 2 smokes, 2 flashes, and a molly. You could set up a little bit of a 2-man execute and go with it in towards this B site. That's exactly what they're going to be doing. Apoc, does he fancy himself a bit of a push through with a flash that isn't actually there? They are indeed going to go for the boost, putting Licky, but that's seen. Down and Order. They are reading the Ex-Direwolves right now.
I have a feeling Valiance was going to pre-fire it anyway, but also spotted the jump up over the smoke. And as that fades as well, Order going for the gamble play, just sitting in it, and now going for the full wrap around quad. But Savage, heads up play, watching this angle. However, it looks like it is just not Ex-Direwolves' day on Ancient. As Sterling now in the 1-on-2, hasn't tapped the bomb yet, hasn't forced Order out of this position. And Val now, they know that he's here. Smoke dropped. Are we going to see another ninja? Not this time. Valiant spotted him before the smoke bloomed. And there you have